Welcome everyone to another episode of the Campus Waterfowl Podcast. I'm your host, Derek Christians, and on this episode, I am here in East Lansing, Michigan, sitting here with some students from Michigan State. This is all part of our Collegiate Waterfowl tour. This is stop number 4 on the year, where we're traveling around the country, visiting colleges, hunting with students, going all season long. This is stop number 4 of our 12 of the year that we're trying to hit this year. But here, we chose Michigan State because of kind of the what was happening on campus. They had a big is it a rivalry game between you guys?
It's a conference game.
Conference game.
Conference game.
Between Michigan State and Wisconsin and Campus Waterfowl. We did our first ever kind of after the Hunt Tailgate Party, and so we worked with the Ducks Unlimited chapter here on campus, and they were able to pull off an awesome tailgate, and we're going to talk about that in the podcast, along with some kind of just general what it's like hunting in Michigan, and kind of their just background and their stories that they're wanting to share with all you guys. But before we get into the podcast, we got to thank our sponsors, Kent Cartridge, for supplying the ammo for the weekend and throughout the entire Collegiate Waterfowl tour. Means a lot, I know, to the students, because ammo is not cheap and it's very hard to come by nowadays.
Oh, yes, it is.
So when we're able to bring a case for them to shoot throughout the weekend, I know it goes a long ways. So at least I hope it does.
Definitely.
So, but yeah, so thank you to Kent Cartridge for supporting what we're doing here at Campus Waterfowl. Other than that, I think we're kind of good to go. We are recording this live, not live, but yeah, we are recording this. So if you're listening to the podcast, you guys can check out the YouTube video. We're sitting in a spot in front of the one of the students' house here, where we've spent a lot of time here throughout the weekend. We got what do we got here? Tommy, what do you got here in front of us?
We found ourselves a wooden desk sitting right behind the house from previous residents, and we put it to use in the fire.
Just half burnt or mold or...
This is the...
A little bit of both.
It's probably why we're all sick now. Exactly.
That's great.
But no, this will be all on YouTube, so if you guys want to check out kind of the scene here, what we've been, where we've been kind of hanging out all week, and be sure to do that. And if you are watching the YouTube video, can't finish it, take it on the road on iTunes or Spotify or any of those platforms. So, but all right, we can jump to the podcast now. Let's do some introductions. I'll start to my right here. Go for it.
All right, so my name is Nicholas Morse. I'm a senior here at Michigan State, and I study neuroscience.
My name's Matt Mezowitz. I'm also a senior studying fisheries and wildlife.
I'm Nathan Steelman, also senior studying fisheries and wildlife.
I'm Natalie Kurtzel. I'm a sophomore, and I'm animal science pre-vet track.
Tom Rondeau, studying fisheries and wildlife as a senior.
Just in a different order.
Yeah.
That's all right. No, so I guess it's Sunday now. We haven't done too many podcasts where we've actually done them on the Sunday after the entire
We can tell why.
weekend.
Yeah.
I told you guys, I've come in on a Friday, and then typically it's nice getting it done right away. Then we all kind of have a lot of energy, because I know what those Sundays are like.
Yeah.
But we're all looking forward to a nap. I know. But,
Definitely.
we're gonna
Powering through.
power through here for an hour, have some conversations. But first topic I kind of want to talk about is how did you guys all meet one another?
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
So, I don't know.
Where are you guys all from? Are you all from Michigan or
Well, I think I'm the only one that's not. I'm from
Yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois?
But
So you guys, what year?
10 miles away, Williamston, Michigan.
So how in the world did you meet?
Yeah.
I think it's
Well-
because of you.
yeah, Tom and I met at freshman year orientation. And so we kind of became buddies, and then Nicholas and I kind of matched through the roommate finder deal for
Yeah.
freshman year. So we met there through one of his friends, actually, who didn't even end up going here.
Mm.
And then kind of
And then I met Tom.
met Tom through me.
Matt, yep.
And
Okay.
So I had you guys in a couple classes
Classes.
sophomore year
yeah,
when I switched to fisheries and wildlife, and then once I started getting more involved with DU, then
Yeah, sophomore year too, you started doing
Yep.
more things and
Yep.
came to
Yep.
our online event that we had.
yeah. And then
Yeah, I joined
met us
last year
here.
and through DU.
Through the DU
Yeah.
chapter? Okay.
Yeah.
Is the DU chapter, has that been established here for quite some time, or when was
Yeah,
that?
Callie Rush, who's currently the Michigan biologist for Ducks Unlimited, she started it when she was
Okay.
at college at Michigan State.
I want to say 2012.
Yeah,
It was
that's
around
early.
there.
That
Yeah.
sounds
Early
right.
2010s.
Gotcha. And you guys said you did an online event during like kind of the COVID era?
Yep.
Okay.
In the Dana's garage, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Your regional director? No, yeah, your
Dana's
advisor.
advisors,
advisors,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had it all set up in there, and it was.
We all came down for a Thursday night.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It worked though. It worked.
Kind of going back to what you guys first pointed out was you met freshman orientation, so that was because of the same major?
Yeah, we were
Back
grouped by major and
Same
in
major.
that. And then you guys met through the dorms, you said?
Yep.
Was that through a coincidence, or was that kind of, did you guys do like the interests
Oh,
matching?
no, it was-
Like,
It was
Isn't
both.
it like
a
online
little
dating,
bit of both.
basically?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
that's what I remember from
Yeah.
or like going into freshman year, you had to kind of share a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
He liked the outdoors and I liked the outdoors, and
But the weird part, was I got a hold of a buddy of like a fishing buddy of mine who was going here, and then his roommate, which is his like best friend from home. Oh, I don't even know. Such a weird chain of like, oh, but my friend's looking for a roommate.
Yes.
I think it led to like an Instagram DM like, hey, you like to fish? All right, let's be roommates.
It obviously worked.
it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
See if you guys
Yeah.
hated each other enough, at least
You
you had
were
something in
living
common.
for
Wouldn't be 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made it here. We're doing all right.
What about, so yeah, kind of at the end of the weekend here, what can people expect? So this podcast will be uploaded on a Tuesday. Videos come out after the podcast. What can viewers expect from the videos? And you can't share everything with them, but what would you say? What can they expect?
We tried.
Nah, we shot
Say
limits.
you're definitely not a master class in waterfowl hunting, I would say.
Tailgate's fun.
Tailgate
Football game was fun.
Football
Very
game was
eventful.
The homecoming
Yeah.
game was a good experience.
Roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tried our
Yeah.
luck in the morning, woody float. Yesterday morning, this morning went out and did kind of an impromptu field hunt behind a dike. Tried our luck, like you said.
We were seeing birds.
Yeah.
Definitely seeing birds.
Saw birds.
Saw a lot of birds.
Wanting
Yeah.
to be where
But-
We did a nice cold front though come through, and
Yeah, that's
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
say
We're
tomorrow's
getting
when the
snow
birds are gonna
tomorrow.
start moving.
That's Michigan.
This is literally
Yeah.
the second time this year already where. Oh yeah, I should mention. Yeah, we are sitting outside, like I said earlier, and we might have some background noise, so just bear with us.
Beautiful neighborhood.
It's going back up for like 5 minutes at the start.
But no, yeah, second trip this year already where I've kind of hit it just before a big cold front's coming through, and so for waterfowl, that's something that we always look forward to, and I've just been at the forefront of that cold front. So I just gotta push off or wait a couple weeks.
make plans, cancel, and come back a week
Yeah.
later.
If
Yeah.
you had the
Yeah.
weather we had like early Saturday morning, I think it would have been okay. Where it was just cold and rainy.
It
Rain,
was
windy
yeah,
all
when we were
year.
If
on
that
our
would have
way.
held, we
Yeah,
would have
but
been
then it just
alright, I
got
think.
nice out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Made for a nice paddle though.
It did. I had
was,
a nice little
the fall
stroll.
colors were beautiful.
They
Gorgeous.
were.
Yeah.
We were just scenery watching.
We brought the wind to the tailgate, though.
We
Yeah.
did.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
we had better duck hunting weather for the football game and better football weather for the duck hunt.
Yes, yes.
man, but it's all
can't be-
bird built days.
Yeah, can't be a perfect weekend every weekend.
No.
So,
No,
Nope.
It's not the fun of it.
but we had fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it was fun.
yes, yeah. And then I think we haven't even done we do a miscellaneous video as well, and Matt and I we're gonna do a video about kind of photography and videography equipment. So he's very big into bird photography or
Well,
just anything.
it kind of started as bird photography and has transitioned to nearly all waterfowl photography now. Just because kind of that's where the focus is at for a lot of interest that people are looking for nowadays. But I enjoy it more too, I think,
Cool.
that way.
So we'll be posting a video about that as well here in the coming days and week. So
For sure.
stay tuned for that as well. What else do you guys want to talk about? What about anything?
And
What about what's it like hunting in Michigan? What are you guys typically hunting? Are you guys hunting fields? Are you guys hunting marshes?
It's pretty variable. I mean, because you got the big lakes you can work with. I mean, you got Lake Michigan, Lake Huron. You can go divers there. Inland, a lot of fields for geese. But I mean, there's so many little just like potholes and ponds everywhere that it almost becomes a problem sometimes because there's too many spots for ducks to be. So it's like there's not like a concentration in one area, which I mean is nice because you got options. But it can be really rewarding. It can be really difficult, as we found out this weekend.
Stressful.
Yeah.
Very
Stressful.
Yeah.
What about like a prime time of the year? Would you say?
I'd say
Late season?
later.
season.
I mean, just in terms of watching bird movement. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like I said, this was just this morning was my first time getting out hunting in Michigan. I mean, like I said, we saw decent bird movement, but I'd say later season when a lot of the numbers start peaking, you start getting long-tailed ducks, you know, in the bay, and you start getting the scoters moving down, and then all the diver numbers too. Because right now you're not getting a lot of species. It's the majority local ducks and geese, I'd say, but like I said, that cold front will start pushing birds down, and like the later you get too.
I'd say as soon as they start pushing off of Canada, it's when you start seeing more numbers
Yeah.
for sure.
everywhere.
Also, when it gets cold, a lot of the hunters just stop. They start going for deer. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
yeah,
that
it's
too.
a huge thing.
If you're about to have opening day weekend, except for
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah.
Typically is like you're a good hunt, and then there's like a lull afterwards, a little bit, and then once it gets cold and not great weather, that's when it gets better.
Okay. Yeah. What about early season? I've heard a lot about the early season here over the weekend. How that is kind of a good time to come after like Canada geese and stuff.
Yeah, on fields.
There's geese everywhere.
Good local population.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Definitely.
there's geese everywhere.
There's enough golf courses to, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, golf course geese.
Minor
Just-
parking lots.
Yeah.
See, there's no shortage of them at all.
And I think everyone who lives on a lake would also say that they would also want all of them gone.
Yeah. You can't hunt that though. Most of the time.
Right. But
See, there's-
Early season's hard though for goose because you got to find fields that are cut. A lot of the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
crops aren't ready to get cut off yet.
No, and it just feels weird too because we're used to cold weather duck hunting and
Yeah.
stuff, and then when it's like 75 and you're laying in a layout
Yeah.
line, like I
Yes,
could be in a shorts and a
exactly.
t-shirt right now, like what is going
Yeah.
on? But
Yeah.
makes for some good hunts. And teal hunting's usually okay in early season too. You just got to.
Is there a teal season?
Yeah,
Is there? Okay.
Yep.
Wasn't sure.
yep. You should get a decent push of those.
It's so late. It's so late in the weekend where I was like, I have a question, and then I completely just forget it.
Yeah, I think it's all like the amount of
Brain
sleep
is
we
not
have, like
operating
8
at all
hours.
right now.
Well, we're working on what, 8 hours of sleep over the past 2 days or something
Yeah.
like that.
Nobody's brain capacity is
No.
max right now.
No, we're all ready for a nap.
Oh, okay, I remember now.
Oh.
I want to talk about more so, like we're going to talk about the Ducks Unlimited chapter here on campus a little bit as well. But what about just equipment-wise that you guys or that you see yourself using a lot more, or like things that you're doing in the fields, like when it comes to decoy setups? What about just like equipment? What are you guys buying for like decoys? What have you seen that works best for decoys? Let's go, like, I guess for Canada's more specifically.
I typically like to use shells,
Shells all the time.
just because I mean I can pack a lot out.
yeah.
I know guys. I mean I've know guys that use like the flags and stuff, and I've seen that work. But I mean I've had shells work, and then it's kind of what I'm used to at this point. So and you can put a good amount of those out too, because it seems to be especially early season, more decoys the merrier.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Easier for storage too. I mean, especially like in college, we're limited on
Yeah.
what we
Yeah,
can
you gotta
have.
throw
and-
them in the truck bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that a numbers game for you guys? Then trying to own as many as possible, but then kind of varying it throughout the season for how many you're using on a spread.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
and like you were saying, transportation.
Just
is
how many
like,
you can hold.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I mean I know some people got like a trailer and stuff for it, and but
can't work with that here.
yeah, no, it doesn't work. So
Like Scott brought all his own. They were not shells, I guess you say.
Like the
And,
standing. Yeah.
and we had all shells of ours, and all of our 20 compared to his 15. His took up his whole bed, and ours was just in a sack.
Yeah.
A potato sack, I guess.
Would you say
Actual potatoes.
Would you say quality wise, or not necessarily quality wise, but like they work just as good as the full bodies?
It
Yeah,
depends
I'm
on
not
what
good.
kind of
It
bird
depends
you're
on the
working
hunt.
with,
I
think.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Time of the season, would you say? What's the biggest factor you think there?
Well, like you were just saying, I mean, early season, they're probably that. I think early season with local birds doesn't probably matter as much, but you start getting later season where you're getting migrants that have probably seen a little bit more than the locals. That's probably when you'd start wanting to, I don't know, change your spread more and look into
Yeah. So
add diversity to your spread and stuff.
I think a lot of it depends on the hunting pressure in your area too.
Yeah.
Because
it
I mean,
depends on what field.
say some spots you get where there's just goose hunter after goose hunter spread out everywhere. It you gotta do something different than the other guy because everybody's got the same spread. I mean, why are they gonna go to yours over to somebody else's? So, and like the shells. I mean, I like the flocked heads for those because I mean, you get the plastic ones that are a little just off, and if they're not gonna be as good as like full bodies or something like that, at least the quality bring it up a little bit.
Yeah. What about hide? What have you been using for hide a lot of the times? What's your kind of go-to?
I
I would say layouts are our go-to around here.
Layouts?
Yeah, but down here once again, like it's hard to keep all your stuff. You're limited to like what you can bring. So some burlap works, and just like I've hidden the corn before, and say a few rows
Kind of
back.
using what's natural.
Yeah, what's natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe hunting closer to a field edge and sitting on that field edge.
Any compactable blind. I mean, I use like I said, Derek was saying, like I'm a waterfowl photographer, but lens hide makes just a throw over blind that I can compact into probably about the size of a soccer ball max.
We got some good shots of you
Yeah, you look
using
like
it, on that first hunt.
So you looked like just a shrub.
Yeah, we couldn't even tell where you were.
And that works pretty nice. And it's got like a viewability. You can see through, but it's still got kind of a camo.
You think you'd be able
overcoat.
to still pull up with your gun and everything out of there? Like there, you kind of have your.
I got a
your
hole.
lens.
Yeah, I got a hole for the lens, but I don't.
I feel like you can modify it
I
where
don't-
you'd be able to do it, but
That'd be
So
tricky.
it's got Velcro all the way down, so I can wear it like a cape almost, and I just put it over my head, just like a hood.
Oh, so you could just kind of pull it back.
Yeah. Honestly, you could just wear it around your neck, and if you had a gator or something,
It'd be enough.
it's compactable. Doesn't take up any space.
So you're kind of looking for just things that are compact, that are easily, I guess you can store, you can fit as much in your vehicles as possible.
I mean,
Maybe
Yeah.
most.
like you saw this weekend. I mean, we're using kayaks and canoes and stuff. We're not. We didn't really have a boat we're hauling around or anything like
Yeah,
that because and a lot of it's small water around here too. You don't need to bring a whole boat. Easier storage.
I know it kind of all depends too, kind of where you're at in your kind of, you call it your waterfowl life, I guess, on how much you've invested or kind of expanded out and gotten equipment and things. How long have you guys been hunting waterfowl, I guess?
You want to start, Tom?
I guess I'll start on this side over here. I guess I started 4 years ago, hunting once a year.
I guess I started doing the youth hunts like middle school, so I'd go out like a couple weekends, but I also was so young, like I didn't have the gear, and especially in late season, if you don't have the warm stuff, you just freeze. So like I never really went out. And then probably like high school, that's when I started getting into it.
Yeah, I think I was 15 or 16 when I started.
Okay.
My buddy Will got drawn for the youth hunt at Fish Point, which is a managed waterfowl area. And then I was the other youth that they brought along. Like, you know how to shoot a shotgun? I'm like, yeah, I do. So, but I never shot at ducks or anything before that. But then I'm like, dude, I wish you would have done that because I'd have a lot more money right now. If you hadn't done that, my bank account would appreciate it. But it's 7 years now.
Let's see. I think it was like 12, 13 started getting exposed to, we were putting up woody boxes on our property. We got some property along the river in Illinois, and so that kind of exposed me there to, all the capabilities that we have on our property. I started getting after it shortly after that. But it's been on and off when I've been back home, woodies on the river, and then it's kind of just transitioned lately into just geese when they're passing through. We get pretty good speck and snow movement in our area.
Yeah, for me, I come from a family like my grandpa would hunt ducks, my dad would hunt ducks, so I mean,
you're third generation.
I'm a third generation. Yeah.
Dang. That's awesome.
I'm thinking probably I was in the blind like 3 or 4 years old. My goose call I was using today, I remember I was 4 or 5. We were sitting there. I'd just blow just up in the air. We were hunting. We probably scared all the geese away.
Yes.
I remember shooting a couple with my dad and friends, but yeah, I've been hunting for a long time.
That's cool.
Nice.
Is there, so like if you were to go back and kind of like when you start investing into hunting equipment, like there's a lot of thought that goes into it because you know there's money involved and it's a good amount of change that you gotta kind of accumulate before you can make some of those purchases. But if you could kind of go back to that point and kind of redo everything, if you could, how would you go about like getting equipment? Maybe would you change anything of the items that you bought, or even today, what would you be looking at for equipment wise if you were to start from ground zero again?
I know the number one thing for me is I like to stay warm.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be cold and make the whole hunt unpleasant. So obviously, Sitka's a nice brand, and I wear Sitka myself. But you know, I forget my clothes one day, and I wear a friend's sweatshirt, and it's not Sitka. And like now, I realize I don't need to spend all that money for Sitka. Like, yes, it may work, like be better a little bit, but it's not too noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you put another layer on, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So are you saying
You don't have to go expensive.
Yeah.
but have good equipment, but also be cognizant, or at least know kind of how much you're spending? You don't, I see what you mean.
So there's a lot of cost-effective options that you don't have to necessarily.
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook
Yeah, I was gonna
Marketplace
say
is
that.
Buy,
great.
buy
Actually,
used.
I'd
Buy
say
your stuff.
there-
You-
I
Yes,
think-
yes.
You
There
can
we
get
go.
good decoys and
Yes.
stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, some people, I don't know, somebody's wife gets mad at their husband or something. just pawns off his whole wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
estate
Yes.
sales. Anything.
Estate
People
sales,
are
yep.
selling like their dad's, you know, when they're older, their dad's stuff or mom's stuff that they've been hunting for years, and they sell it cheap because they don't know what they got. And you buy 24 decoys for, you know, $50 that they don't even know about.
So even if things aren't like in great condition, you can usually fix them to make it
Yeah.
serviceable.
Touch them up with the paint,
Yeah.
spray paint.
Yeah, exactly. No, we were talking about it, especially for girls, finding like waders that fit is super, super hard. Like just like lengthwise and like so the boot's insulated and fits right. So like I would probably buy a different pair. I finally bought I was looking for like 2 years and I still couldn't
Jeez.
find it. And like once I found one that decently fit, I was like, screw it, we just need to get it because I'm cold in the blinds and I want something to like that's waterproof. But I would get, I don't know, mine's like a little tight, but it's what I got. I would probably get something different, like the breathable ones or something.
Here's a question for you to kind of go off of that. If anyone's out there that's listening to this, I think you might find this interesting. I'm curious what her answer will be. Do you think, since it took you about 2 years to find waders, did that hold you off from waterfowl hunting?
Yeah, 100%.
There we go.
Yeah, because like
that's what I thought would be the answer.
Yeah, because I like when I like started getting into it, I didn't have like that much, so I would wear like my bibs and stuff like that and my boots, and I just like they were warm and stuff like that, but I would just freeze. And also the bibs aren't waterproof, so I didn't. You can't like go walk in like the water deeper than your boot and stuff like that. So
No, waders are a big part of
they really are.
of the waterfowl hunting. So now I hope someone's listening and they kind of hear that and they're like,
Yes.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You gotta do something about it.
Yeah.
Got a little squirrel.
Yeah, a little noisy.
You guys got a good population of black squirrels here.
Derek, you haven't been on campus yet. There's squirrels everywhere there, and they are big squirrels.
You can
They're
walk
just,
up to them.
they're
Basically,
huge.
literally.
You talking about are they all black squirrels or you got fox squirrels here too?
both.
Everything.
Yeah.
Red
basically.
squirrels too?
Yeah.
Shoot.
They are big squirrels.
They're big.
They're chunky.
The squirrel
They'll-
watching
they'll-
club helps them out.
They'll come right up to you and
Is
just
there-
look at you.
They're
There is
They
literally.
have
That's
an Instagram page for MSU squirrels, so that's like an unfortunate shout out there.
Well, now we got to talk about before people start leaving the podcast and rushing to Instagram. Check out the. We got to talk about the MSU Ducks Unlimited chapter.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys, how did you guys find out about the DU chapter on campus when you guys were coming on freshman, maybe sophomore year? You got involved, but how did you hear about it?
So I think we have a big event on campus every year, beginning of the semester, called Participation, and all of the clubs go there. I think there's what? How
There's
many
like
clubs?
500 plus.
Yeah,
There's
a lot of clubs, and there's a DU booth there, and they were handing out DU stickers, and on the back it had like meeting September 7th, 7 p.m. Natural Resources Room 221.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember Tom, Matt, and I like, oh, that'd be kind of cool, and I was interested in it because my grandpa and my dad, they would go to like DU dinners and win a couple guns, you know. One of these days maybe I'll get to shoot them, but the guns.
Yeah.
Let me clarify that, yeah. And so we went there, we checked it out, and after that, freshman year, first semester, we've been going to meetings ever since. And now Tom running the meetings ever since.
Trying to run the meetings. Nathan and I somehow made our way through last year.
Yeah, last year was something.
Um,
But I mean, I more was just like, when I switched fisheries in my life, it's like I need to get involved with some more clubs, kind of in that outdoors field and stuff. And I'd known about Ducks Unlimited, I just wasn't terribly involved at that point. I was the member, but I emailed Connor Smeater, and I'm like, hey, when's your next meeting? He's like, oh, it's this. Show up. And showed up once, and I haven't left since. So.
Yeah, I remember getting that call from you guys going to Memphis last year for third term, and I got a call. I wasn't able to make it, and this guy named Nathan Steelman was going. I was like, "Who's Nathan?" Like, in all honesty,
No,
I was like, who's this guy?
I hadn't been around that much before then.
And the next thing we knew, we were running together last year. Wow.
Best buds.
Yep.
No, my family, like, my stepdad's always been a member and stuff like that, so, like, the Red Cedar chapter's right here, so as a kid, like, I would go, and, like, they had, like, the youth table, so I've always, like, gotten stuff, and we just went there every year, and then I knew, like, MSU had a chapter, so at participation, I just signed up.
Yeah, I think I started out on the fisheries track with my major, so I didn't really care too much about DU at the time, and throughout my studies, kind of transitioning into the waterfowl world and working out in the Dakotas with a project organized with DU, kind of made me want to be more present, and especially representing Michigan, you know, being in the breeding regions out there where they're just, you know, booming.
Yeah.
So.
What's your favorite part, kind of being a part of the DU chapter? What has been your favorite part of it?
Yeah, I would say probably, at least for me, the connections between even just like the members in the group. I mean, we're all friends. We hang out outside the chapter and stuff, text each other, but then I mean also, yeah, like, that sounds weird, but you know what I mean. But and then I mean, even like the people who work for Ducks Unlimited or volunteer for Ducks Unlimited different chapters. I mean, I've met a lot of great people there, and everybody's always willing to help out or give you advice and just have a conversation with you. I mean, Tom and I went to the Michigan State Convention last, was it December, January? I don't know, sometime then. And we were talking to people the whole time, just having short conversations, meeting new people, and it's probably my favorite part. Yeah.
I'd say the people.
Yeah, especially our regional director, Craig Curtis. We can call him any time of day, or he calls us any time of day, and you can talk to him for however long you want, because he's always got time. He always tells us like he's driving forever, so you can call him and talk, and he'll be on the road. Yeah, 2 hours.
Windshield time.
Yeah. I would say like the people, because like you guys turned into my friend group basically. Once we all started getting close, like it's just like you walk into the meetings and we're all just like talking to each other and stuff like that. It's a good environment.
Yeah.
Like our meeting doesn't start at 7.
It's usually
when
like
we're ready to start.
Talking about your day and how you've been.
Yeah. Back to what Nathan said with connections, you know, it's duck hunting and just the interest in waterfowl is such a widespread topic from people, whether you're on, you know, from East Coast to West Coast, you can always bring it up, and the minute you bring up Ducks Unlimited with a waterfowl hunter, you know, they want to talk. And so just knowing people and the connections you make through DU and being a part of a chapter and volunteering and showing your for wetland conservation and waterfowl conservation is just, it's a big driver for, you know, not only like make connections, but making friends too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But before you joined the DU chapter, you didn't know any of those people. What drew you into the chapter, I guess, to be involved and kind of, I guess, Tommy, you want to answer the question? Like, are you the president or the chairman?
I'm the president this year.
Yeah. What made you want to be a part of the DU chapter?
Honestly, my brother always told me that he spoke highly of DU. He was actually part of it at Texas Tech when you went to visit him, 2016.
You kidding? Was he there?
He wasn't part of DU, but he was at Tech there. He didn't like the DU crowd.
Was he at the tailgate that I was there?
He might have been.
That's wild.
I'll ask him.
Small world.
His freshman year.
Yeah, well, I was just down there kind of hunting. Yeah, with one of the other interns that we were one of the first 2 interns down there hunting cranes. And yeah, we found out that there was a home game in Lubbock at Tech, and they're playing Texas, and we were just like, shoot. And the guy that we were hunting with, he had season tickets. We were just like, let's go. Found out there was a tailgate with the DU chapter. If he was there, that's insane.
Small world.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I guess I joined because my brother told me to join, and from then I just liked the guys there, liked, I guess, everyone there, I should say. Sorry. And I just stuck with it, kind of. Like, even though it's 7 o'clock meeting, you know, I kind of want to eat dinner at that time. Like, I want to go hang out with my friends. Dinner can wait. So just go hang out, talk to everyone, chill.
You always have something in common with anyone you meet. Like, through DU, like, even, like, Craig and all of them, like, you can always talk about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like what you said, Matt.
Yeah.
When you bring up duck hunting or just waterfowl in general, like, I tell people that I meet, like when I was at 3rd term, like, if you want to start up a conversation, just ask someone, like, what's the hunting like in that area, and boom,
Yeah.
you're gonna be talking for hours.
Yes.
One question will lead to the next. And, by the end of that, you'll be best friends.
That is definitely true.
Yeah.
But no, the world of waterfowl is pretty special, even compared to like other hunting. I guess deer hunting and elk hunting, I feel like waterfowl is just a massive community of people that
Yeah.
And it's a group activity. Like deer hunting, you're gonna go out and sit in a blind by yourself. Like waterfowl hunting, you can go out with 5 people and lay on a dike behind a dike and hope you can shoot some geese.
And talk the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
talk the whole
yeah.
time. So that was, that's what I like.
That's why I got into it a lot more. Like, I started deer hunting, but then, like, even, like, going from, like, being with friends to, like, it's so much more fun when you're with friends and you can just start talking, and then the ducks come in.
You know, quiet down.
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly,
start
for, like,
calling
5 minutes, and then you just go back to talking.
And I guess for Scott's sake this morning, if he was hunting alone, hunting deer, he would have been in trouble this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scott ended up, he's a youth and ed coordinator for up in this region, and he came over from Wisconsin, and he hunted with us, and he was here for the tailgate and stuff, hunted with us this morning, and got stuck in some mud this morning in his truck, so these guys had to push him out.
It's pretty entertaining.
Pushed him out at least to your fullest abilities, and then we had to call in
more than once.
Twice. At the start he pushed, and then on his way out he got stuck.
So good thing we were hunting geese this morning. He had a good group.
Yes.
Get him out a little ways.
Yeah.
But no.
That was entertaining.
But that's what all of us friends are for. Like, you're always there for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good point.
Say Tom and I usually our weekly meeting. just at the most random times they'll come like, got a minute.
What about after college? A lot of you guys, were most of you all seniors? Like
Sophomore.
Sophomore. What's the plans for after college?
Who wants to start? Go ahead, Tom. Start over there.
I would say after college, and then even to maybe your thoughts on your involvement with DU afterwards, if you maybe are thinking about that.
Cool.
So the reason I brought up Craig was because I've actually called him the last couple weeks and started talking about working a regional director position for Ducks Unlimited.
You'd be a good position for that.
So I think it'd be interesting, and I just like the job that Craig goes into. And He explains it very well. I see him as a great guy, so I kind of want to grow into what he is. But after that, maybe I have a few years with him, maybe 10 years, whatever it may be, and then hopefully start my own business and something, because I see, I don't know, as my family is, I look at them and I'm like, they start their own business. And,
business-minded, and that entrepreneurial spirit lives, that flames inside of you.
yeah, the business is like there. You're like, whoa. Yeah. So you got to do it, I guess. And seeing everyone else. You started your own business. Heck,
yeah.
That's how we're here.
Yes.
No.
So, I guess be like you one day.
No, you don't want to. I'm hanging out with college kids every weekend.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I gotta hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Terrible weekend.
Yeah, I know.
It's good.
You want to comment on it, even though you're sophomore?
Yeah, I'm a sophomore.
What do you think? Sophomore, you forward thinking? What's
Graduate with a bachelor's of animal science is the goal, and then hopefully eventually go to vet school, probably at MSU, hopefully. But I mean, who knows what happens in the next 2 years? I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do want to graduate with bachelor's of animal science because that could take you anywhere, basically.
Yep, and then I'm done in December, and go to grad school. Once I get done, I'm gonna find a project there. Probably just do temporary positions until then. Build my resume up, and after that, I get my master's degree. Just find a biologist position somewhere. Either there's something open at Ducks Unlimited with waterfowl related, or whatever's available at that time.
Plan to graduate this spring. Again, I'm looking into graduate school. Definitely along the tracks of waterfowl ecology and demography. So I'm basically, I like Arctic waterfowl, so any geese and ducks up in Alaska or northern Canada. So hopefully trying to find a project with something along those lines, and plan to get my master's, hopefully my PhD, become a prof, and then maybe down the line in terms of being associated with DU, I can only hope that maybe have some future research funded by DU would be kind of like a sit back and breathe moment of in terms of satisfaction from Ducks Unlimited that'd be really the dream.
So for me, I want to go to med school. Hopefully Michigan State, stay in the area. And then after that, practice in Michigan would be my dream, stay around here. And as far as like staying involved with DU, try to find the local chapter where I'm working, and if not, like go to banquets. I enjoy the banquets and have a good time with friends and family there, and that'd be my future plans.
Oh, one thing I didn't even bring up was that we do have someone in this group has been in a previous campus waterfowl video. Matt, I didn't bring it up all weekend. Matt, he was in North Dakota. What was your position up there again?
I was a grassland bird technician working under Taylor Linder at the University of North Dakota.
And that was part of our Collegiate waterfowl research tour, is kind of what I've come to name it. But yeah, we were up there for a few days and got to hang out with them. So if you guys are listening and you kind of want to learn more about what Matt did during this last summer, make sure you go check out that YouTube video. I can't remember exactly what it's titled, but if you guys are scrolling through the feed, you'll kind of know on YouTube which one it is. It's the one that has North Dakota and research in the title. Something like that.
A day in the life of a grassland bird technician.
See,
It's my claim to fame. I have to
It's his rewatch. Top YouTube video.
Yeah, over and over.
I'm sure everybody's just walking up to you on the streets or on
Yep.
campus.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you the guy from that?
Yeah.
I get your autograph.
Stuttered a couple times, and now here I am.
We had to do a couple takes that first morning.
Yeah,
With him, but you did good. You did good.
I'm getting there.
That's a big component, though, too, of just being comfortable in front of the camera. I've kind of learned, and I knew it was an important role or an important skill, but it's becoming increasingly more and more. Like everyone's gonna have to be able to talk in front of the camera, just because that's how you share your passions with more people rather than just like a room or in a select setting. You got to be able to share a message or whatever you're wanting to convey to literally the digital audience, to whoever is going to potentially be able to watch it. And when you say potential audience in the digital world, that's the entire world.
Yeah.
So being good in front of the camera, practicing in front of the camera, is something that, regardless of your major, is becoming more and more important, and definitely sets you apart from the rest of the crowd when it comes to, I guess, interviewing and to becoming just a better in your professional careers, I think. So.
How long did it take you to get comfortable with that?
Oh, I'm not comfortable.
Oh,
That's why I'm behind the camera.
That's true.
So I used to. So like in the early seasons of the Collegiate Tour, I would like kind of do like the selfie mode type stuff.
Right.
But I would do like 5, 6, 10 takes.
Yes.
I'm gonna change the way my content looks so that way I don't have to do it. And like literally if you watch from like season 1 to season 4, like even last year I did it a little bit, but I formulated this toward the end of season 3. I got it to the point where I have the students do the intros, kind of like what you guys were doing today, and then telling the audience to like and subscribe. That way I don't have to do it.
You got a hold.
So season 4 is
It all comes out.
Just smooth.
the truths of campus waterfowl production behind the scenes. So the only time you see me in front of the camera is probably the podcast. So, but now that's a skill that I probably gotta get better at as well. Or for sure gotta get better at. But what about some stories?
Yeah, weren't you gonna tell something about your first duck or
storytelling.
something like that?
I guess I'll start with this one. I got a story about, since I'm the non-most experienced duck hunter here, I would say my first hunting experience a couple years back, we went out hunting, and as a chapter, everyone, I don't want to say we did good, but we got a few birds, which is good for our chapter. So, we got a few birds. I obviously didn't because I'm new. I grabbed my dog's kind of throw toy. He's not a bird dog at all. Black lab that weighs 130 pounds.
He's a big boy.
Looks like a seal in the water.
What's his name?
What are you doing
Tank.
out there? No, come on
get in
in.
here.
Hey.
There's a chair for you right
Come
here.
sit.
We got a special appearance here. First ever
No,
special.
right here,
back
right
here,
here.
back here.
You're tucked in the back. You came in late.
Yeah.
We gave you a little spot.
Why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd?
Hi guys, my name's Lucas Centenary. I was on the hunt this morning, and I'm the vice president here, and junior. So
Major.
Happy to be here.
I'm a finance major. So not only the fisheries, wildlife, but ducks and load. I enjoy coming out and hanging out with these like-minded people. So it's
Celeb.
a good time. It's a good time.
Go to your sales pitch.
All right, Tom, I want to hear the story.
So anyways, I mean, I didn't get that many birds as everyone else did. So everyone else was holding their normal, like, actual ducks. And I go ahead in the back of the truck and grab my dog's play toy, which ends up to be a duck, you know, a squishy duck that squeaks and all that, like they do. And I grabbed that and I got in the picture and we all took a picture together, and it'll forever be me always holding my dog's toy.
You did that last year too.
Yeah, last year, this tradition.
Tom goes duckless. He gets his dog.
I'll always come out with a duck,
Yeah.
whether it's real or not.
Unless your truck's not there.
Well,
That's a sore subject for the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Lucas, what were you doing? Why were you late to the podcast?
I was back there. We were cleaning. I was cleaning the birds from this morning. So we've got a cookout here coming up on Thursday. I'm excited to get them out there. And some of the other members, you know, that enjoy it but don't quite maybe hunt as much as we do, they can come out and take part and kind of see what the entire cycle's about. So yeah, they're in the fridge right now, and they'll be pretty good on Thursday.
Lucas has been, he was cooking for us last night.
Yeah.
Threw something together really last minute.
A little salty.
Yeah, we did the Campus Cooks edition. We went into the cupboard and we scrounged around, but we made it happen. So we were out here sitting by the fire last night. It was really a nice evening. We went in there and yeah, we were able to eat some goose from a couple weekends ago that Natalie actually shot, her and her group. So it was good.
Your last iteration was pretty good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
took 3 tries. Third batch was the best.
Yeah.
The charm.
Less
Well, you
salt
always
each
do
time.
Yeah.
Are you willing to share with the audience what you were using or what you threw together?
Yeah,
Or is it kind of a chef secret?
Special
Yeah,
recipe.
you know, it's kind of a secret, but I'll let you guys in on it.
Secret that you learned last
Yeah,
night.
we had soy sauce, a lot of soy sauce.
Extra salt there.
Yeah, a little bit of sherry wine vinegar. That always just ties it together nicely. And then we also, some garlic, salt, pepper, and then some taco seasoning as well.
I was the guinea pig on that first
Yeah,
batch.
yeah.
I was like, what in the world is
We
this?
went from like Goose from the tailgate with nothing
Yeah,
to
no
like
seasoning.
extremes. We had
Yeah.
extremes.
Oh, it was pretty good though. He kind of takes all the dial it in, but Tom's cover produced again and felt good. So
Yeah.
There's some spices you can find in there for sure.
yeah.
If you guys did have more time to prepare some of your game that you've harvested, what's your favorite way to make goose or duck?
Goose bites.
Just goose bites?
Yeah, I like cutting them up into little pieces. These two have had them, but and then I marinate them. Like you get like the zesty Italian salad dressing, and throw them in like a baggie and marinate all of them for a couple days, and then you wrap them up, like roll up the little strips, and then wrap it in bacon and like we put like a bunch on skewers and then barbecue them or grill them. It's
like
really good.
A simple popper.
Yeah.
No,
We're not doing this
no
again.
jalapeno and cream cheese. Just
No.
a bacon.
No, they're really good.
Bacon and duck special.
I might do them
All
for
protein?
Thursday.
All protein.
On your poppers? Or
On mine?
yeah.
Well, I gotta have jalapeno and cream cheese in there.
Okay.
Well
Have
rounded.
to. Yeah, with special marinade courtesy of Taylor Linder. So I won't.
Oh, it's
Secret.
secret.
I can't let that one go. It's good though.
Lucas shared his.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly,
mine doesn't contain a taco.
it was good.
It was good.
Yeah,
it
no,
was
it was
good.
pretty good.
It was good.
good.
Texture you did good.
Goose
Can-
taco,
texture,
that
yeah.
would have been a good in
Yeah.
like wrapped up in
Yeah.
a taco.
We should try that.
Actually.
Fajitas, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
For sure.
And actually, I think that this week for my whatever meal prep lunches, I'm doing goose fajitas.
Goose
And
fajitas.
rice.
That'll be good.
How many different dishes are you guys preparing for Thursday at your event?
Potatoes.
Craig is bringing potatoes.
Yeah.
Craig farms potatoes. It's our regional director. He's bringing bear too. He's got some
Yeah.
bear left over from when he
Yeah.
shot last
Hopefully,
year.
Craig laughs us when he sees that.
Yeah.
Big potato guy.
Huge
Big
potato
potato
guy.
Spuds is his nickname.
Spud, yeah, Spud. He doesn't know that yet, but it's Spud.
Oh,
No, you
yeah,
know
yeah,
that
he
Does he
yesterday.
know?
Yeah.
Okay, he does know.
Tailgate.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
I don't know what else are we doing.
Probably some goose.
Yeah, I'll probably make
Goose.
goose bites.
Goose,
Got a little,
mallard, woody.
Got a little goose pastrami going in
Yeah.
the fridge right now. I'm probably gonna smoke
good.
that on Tuesday or Wednesday after work, and
Yeah. Didn't we do
probably
like
bring some of that over. So
So I think I got
What
some.
did we do last
Craig's got bear too.
bear.
Just bear?
Yeah, bear.
Yeah. We did bear. Didn't we do
Baked
like
potatoes.
hot dogs or something last year too? Just
We
in
might have
case?
had
Yeah.
Probably
those
left
are
over.
Yeah.
Some
Oh, from the
kogels.
tailgate.
I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
have some left over.
Buy
Yeah.
some kogels.
Maybe some venison. I got some venison in the freezer.
Yeah.
I
I
have
got some.
inside tenderloins.
Ooh.
You should bring those.
I could bring those.
Goose chili.
What
too,
are
if the weather
what are some of the
allows.
first reactions that you've kind of experienced firsthand of like people trying wild game for the first time? Like we were
Good.
at the tailgate, we had some
Yeah,
people that have
yeah.
never had goose. What other times have you kind of were able to introduce people to wild game, and what was their reaction like?
Yeah.
They're like surprised how good it tastes.
Yeah, if you cook it right.
People
Yeah.
don't like the. It seems like a lot of people don't consider the idea that it's wild game, you know. But they if you don't tell them they taste it, they usually like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they get over the mental block of it,
Yeah.
you know, and it really is good stuff, healthy for you.
Yeah, less fat.
Yep.
A lot of like high school friends, like my family cooks like venison all the time. So like that's basically what you eat when you come over. And I mean, once they eat it, they fall in love with it. Like now all my friends know what backstraps are and all
Yeah,
that. And
it's
they
always
actually,
too.
they-
As soon as you tell someone what it is, they get curious, and it's like they
Yeah,
want to try it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know, I think it's good. It's always good to try new foods, and
Yeah.
Usually
food is
whenever-
fun. You know, I enjoy tasty stuff. Food.
Whenever I get somebody who's never had wild game, I just try to do like something basic.
Yeah, that was
Not-
my next
not-
question.
Yeah.
Do you have a dish that you kind of prepare for them?
I mean, like duck, I usually just pan-sear it with the skin side down, and then
Okay.
flip it over and throw it in the oven and add some seasoning and stuff onto it. And there's nothing a whole lot of complicated with that. And everybody, I mean, my one roommate from last year, he's never hunted before, and he's like, I might have to start doing that because it was pretty good. But
You just don't tell them how much all the equipment costs.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he gets to pawn it off me for now.
What other events? Or were you gonna say something, Tom?
I was just gonna say small game. Like even in Michigan, we got small game going on right now.
Rabbit, squirrels, all
Yeah,
that.
you could pop a squirrel and have
rabbit.
that thing on the grill that night, and
Yeah.
really whatever tastes good. I think this is what you go off of. Like whatever tastes good to you, you'll throw that together, and it's
Yeah.
gonna come out tasting good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
every marinade's got something sweet and something acidic, and you just kind of mix and match them together, and hopefully, most of the time it tastes good, but, it's just part of experience. Sometimes you'll put too much taco seasoning in it or something.
Trial and error.
Yeah, it always works out, so,
It was good though.
It was tasty.
Hey, you want to go handle that package?
Got a delivery? Got
Seriously.
pickup?
We got a delivery.
Tommy, she'll pick up that package.
Nah, he's fine.
Yeah, you have to cut that out, sorry.
So we talked about, you guys got that event coming up Thursday. What else do you guys have planned for the rest of the year?
I guess for the rest of the year, to just stay on the wild game topic real quick.
Mm-hmm.
One of our old professors, he's retired for a couple of years, and he lives right here with all his students actually, and he prepares a whole bunch of game. He had hors d'oeuvres, the actual meal, dessert, like the whole 9 yards, and it was beautiful. You walk in his house, eat the food, talk to him, leave. Like, it was a good night. And so that's gonna come up about February.
Is it like all students kind of invited to that? Or?
Yeah.
All
Really?
students,
In the chapter.
That's really
He
cool.
cooked. He cooked a lot last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was a lot of. He sent us home with leftovers.
It
there was a lot
so
of food.
good.
Couple
dude.
weeks.
And that's for
worth
the
left.
the DU chapter is kind of invited.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I guess we got a hayride coming up. For those of you that don't know what a hayride is, I guess that's
We'll find out someday.
Going to
big,
cornfield, basically.
yeah, cornfield with a big bonfire on the side of it, and everyone hangs out.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Music.
And then what we got next?
Got the chapter hunt coming up.
Chapter hunt's
hunt.
coming up. We're putting in the works. Our annual banquet. Our chapter does an annual banquet as well.
You do a spring banquet, or you do
Yep.
one spring
Spring
and fall?
banquet.
Yeah.
Just spring.
Yeah, we
So-
started getting donors around for that, and
Okay.
starting talking to people, and starting to get our eggs all together for that. So that's always our biggest event of the year. So we like to, really go all out for it, and every year it's a great event. So we're really
Yeah.
proud of that. Yeah.
Then wood duck boxes as well.
Wood duck
Yeah.
boxes,
Wood duck boxes.
Go around
When do
like-
you guys do those?
Pretty early
Usually
spring.
February around
Yeah.
then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go around the local game areas and state parks and stuff, and
Clean them out and build new ones, and
Last year we didn't get to build them though.
yeah.
We put a couple up though.
Just
Yeah.
because
Oh,
we have
yeah,
so
we
many
did.
out there already. I mean, we
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah, that's true.
go maintain the ones we got.
Yeah.
Our former chapter advisor is the one that runs that program. He's semi-retired now.
maybe.
I think
I
so.
think he
Dr.
is.
Nelson.
It's not on
Is
the
he fully
list.
retired now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always gotta wait for the water to freeze. So you don't have to walk through the swamp. It's easier just to walk on the ice. You can go out there and pop them out and clean them. And
Lots for the
good
muskrat holes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
muskrat holes, yeah. But yeah, it's good.
It sounds like you guys got a pretty busy couple semesters, or to finish out the fall semester and spring semester.
Yep, yeah.
What about for your spring? Is that your biggest event? This spring banquet?
Yeah.
Kinda tying
Yeah,
everything
it's kinda
together.
big.
Have you guys started planning that already? Kind of getting
Yeah.
merchandise? Or-
Yeah, a lot of it's kind of just kind of pairing off years previous, getting stuff together, and it's always tricky deciding where to have it or
Yeah.
when to have it. Pretty much the when to have it's decided, but it's the where to have it and the logistical things we kind of figure out now. And then as it gets closer, we really get the merchandise coming. So, yep.
You guys plan on? I know a few of you guys were at third term this last year. Do you guys, any chapter members going to the third term this next summer?
I think
Yeah, we
us
definitely-
too, right?
Yeah, we'll definitely try to get down there. It was a great event last year, and I'm sure that there will be a pretty good group coming from Michigan State again. I know that from what they heard from us, they all want to get down there and experience it firsthand, and so it really is a good event. So we're hoping to get back down there.
Do you guys go do you guys have a meeting? Like how do you guys go about your chapter meetings? Do you guys have kind of speakers or like kind of
We usually
or advisors or anything that talk or?
So our first couple meetings is a lot of logistical things, like getting everything sorted out. But then like the cookout this upcoming week is kind of replacing our meeting. We'll go over a few things there quick, but and then we'll have some speakers come in. I mean, Callie Rush will probably have her come in again this year and give a whole spiel about Ducks Unlimited and advice and any questions. Craig usually talks a little bit at our meetings, and it's pretty variable. I mean, we try to do some fun things. We did Jeopardy last year and other such events.
We always try to hit kind of for the speakers coming in. We'll get someone from the a biologist from Ducks Unlimited, like I said, Callie Rush. She's our she actually went to Michigan State here, and we'll also try to get people kind of more on the government lobbying side of things. Michigan United Conservation, they come in, they'll talk to us, and it kind of helps everyone see the true aspect and the reach that Ducks Unlimited has. Seeing these projects that we're helping put forward through our events, our banquets, and our money raising campaigns. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's really good, and it kind of brings it all, ties it all back together. It ties all those loose ends, and it kind of, I don't know, especially it's really good for the members that don't quite do it every day. They can see, really see that scope.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm sure some of those guys that do attend those meetings probably learn a lot, and probably a good way to network too. And
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I feel like the events, like in the spring, I feel like last year we did a couple of the other banquets where we like volunteered and helped run them. That's where you start making all your connections and stuff like that, and see how many people are.
Like some of those people have been going to those banquets for years.
Yeah.
They've already won this gun, or they've already won this stove set. Like, oh, here, Michigan State chapter, you guys can put it towards you. So there's a free donation, and we got a couple of those last year, the year before. Super easy that way. I mean, I don't want to say we didn't do much for it, but we just volunteered being ourselves, and
talking.
We got a donation like that.
Yeah, I guess that's like kind of a shout out to the Red Cedar chapter, Ducks Unlimited around here, especially for giving us kind of like almost like I feel like they almost mentor us in how we run our chapter. They do great things. Like I said, we help out at their banquets. Last year, I think they had their first banquet in 2 years because of COVID. So getting back and making more connections there with people in the area that aren't in college anymore and are still in the area hunting. That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome to have the support of the community chapter as well.
Yeah.
So. What else? You guys ready to kind of round it up? Okay, good. Okay. So to wrap up the podcast, I always like to ask you guys, what's one piece of advice that you might have to, I don't know, anyone that's maybe interested in hunting, getting into hunting, new to waterfowl hunting, maybe things that you've learned along the way, or life, career advice, anything like that. What advice might you have for someone out there?
I'm not first on this one again.
Yeah, you gotta start on that side. I gotta
me right off the
thinking.
bat. If you're at all interested, I'd say try it. I mean, I love waterfowl hunting. I get to sit outside, even if I don't get to shoot at anything, just watching nature. Like, everything's in front of your face with the phone nowadays, and it's all like pictures and stuff. Like, go enjoy it while we have it, and go be cold out in the blind.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock in the morning, and
watch the sunrise.
Wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning 2 days in a row after going to a football game in the tailgate. You only get to do that once, right?
And make yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah, make yourself uncomfortable. You have more fun that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nicholas hit on the head. It's go and experience it while these resources are still here. I mean, we're in a world where things are kind of going downhill, and in terms of like waterfowl populations possibly in the future. So getting out and being able to get out there and harvest some birds, and there's more than just hunting too. Like I said before, I'm a photographer, so I enjoy it that way. and I enjoy the hunting aspect of it. So there's multiple avenues of enjoyment, like he said, just enjoying the morning, enjoying the feels, enjoying the smells, everything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I get my enjoyment from, is just taking it all in at once.
Yeah, I'd say just don't be afraid to talk to anybody. If you're interested in it, just start talking to them, and you might not even talk about what you want to talk to them about, but you'll talk, it'll all work out eventually. And just enjoy the little things. Going out to breakfast, drinking 5 cups of coffee with the other guys for the day, and,
troublemaking table.
The troublemaker table, But it's there's a more than just going out there and killing birds. It's it's truly what encapsulates all of us, and it's addicting.
Yeah.
Going off what Lucas said, he basically stole mine, saying, just don't be afraid to talk to people. I mean, the amount of people has been like, oh yeah, you hunt this and that, and they're like, well, you should come over here and do this, and I'll take you out, and the amount of invitations from that. I mean, it's just, you get to meet a wide variety of people and learn new things while doing that.
I guess for like the girl kind of standpoint, I know like, especially like when I started too, and I know like the girls I've met, like it's different. Like a lot of girls have anxiety with that, and it's just making yourself go. Like don't be afraid like if you miss, because like a lot of girls are intimidated by like the group of people you're going with, just because like, I mean, if you feel like you miss, you feel like you're gonna get like not exactly picked on, but like you're kind of like embarrassed, you know what I mean? And I mean, I guess just getting over the fear of missing the ducks and stuff like that, and just going out and enjoying yourself. I don't know, like it's hard to get over, but once you do, like you enjoy it.
Yeah, no one here really takes themselves too serious, so it's pretty easy
exactly.
to come
like
in and sit down and have a good time.
I feel like a lot of girls like overthink, like I mean I did it too, like overthink like, oh my god, I missed one shot, like that's all that they're gonna like rag on me for and stuff like that. But everyone misses.
Before we get to Tommy, this will give Tommy some more time to think about his life. What was your first experience going out hunting? Was it like what was going through your head? Like, were you surprised, like kind of how laid back it was?
I gotta think. This was like a long time ago. Yes and no. I mean, I always hunted with my stepdad, and like he's like the least intimidating guy ever. Like he's like good about that. But I was intimidated, I guess. Like when I first started, I would barely shoot just because of like didn't know if that was in range or is that like the right bird or stuff like that. So like I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
Do you have you brought other friends out hunting with you and then have conversations with them? Like what were their thoughts on some of the first hunts that they were on? Yeah,
so Lauren, she's also in the chapter. She's the other girl. Like I mostly hunted with my family, like my stepdad, my uncle, my cousin, like all guys. And it's like it was intimidating, so like it was like harder for me to get into it a lot more just because I don't know, you like overthink it and stuff like that, and guys and girls are different. But like once I started hunting with her more, like it is a lot different hunting with a girl because you guys can like sort of relate on some of that stuff, and we both kind of talked about it and we both felt like that way. But then once we started hunting together and like talking about it, like we both got so much more confident over it. So I mean it's hard to find girls who hunt, but if you do, like it is actually really enjoyable to go out with them because you can like relate with them a lot more. I don't know how to explain it.
Now, just so you listeners should know this, like it's a proven fact that girls are actually better shots than guys are.
That's proven.
Yeah, it is 100%. Because they don't care if they miss, to be honest. Us guys,
I missed today.
like us guys, we're like, we missed, dang it. Like, now we gotta go back and tell our friends like we wasted 10 shells like Lucas did today. Like, I mean, we could hear him shooting over there, and he came back with what he got.
I feel like girls are more careful.
But girls are like, whatever, we missed. Like, we'll get it next time. Or you guys are just better shots, which means you don't care if you miss, so you're steady on your shot.
Yeah.
We're over here shaking because we're worried we're going to miss. So you guys are better shots.
No, that's a good point. Like, I feel like, especially for like Lauren and I have talked about this, like, with shots, like, you guys are, as soon as a bird's about, you guys are shooting it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys do not wait. And then Lauren and I are like, well, we kind of, like, waited a second. Maybe that bird would come back around. You know what I mean? Like, we take a lot, like, we think about the bird a lot more. Whereas, like, you hunt with guys, and it's just like, next thing you know, there's a shot going off
Shooter,
next to you, and you're like,
shooter.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Girls' decisions might be better than the guys.
yeah,
Shot
it's
calling.
like,
Probably
yeah.
live longer.
Yeah, I guess girls get intimidated because they don't shoot, like, at least for me, like, I didn't shoot as much, like, when going out and stuff like that, just because, I mean, you're more cautious. Like, us guys are, you guys are a little different. Sky busting.
All right, Tommy, I need to hear your life advice, and I'm going to write it down and then put it on a plaque.
Yeah, get your books out for this one. I should have mentioned earlier I want to be a motivational speaker, so we'll see how far
Here
this
we go.
goes.
Here's your stage. This is your stage.
You're going to have clip art next to your motivational speeches.
This is where the listeners are going to go up.
Yeah.
Subscribers.
Double tap.
Fast forward all the way to about probably hitting around an hour right now. Hour 5.
Well, no, I guess the one thing I would say is, like Nicholas said in the beginning, go try a bunch of different things. Even if it's not hunting related, just try a bunch of different things, get out there. I guess nowadays just getting your foot in the door. I mean, go talk to people like Nathan said. And for me, I think going to travel the whole country. I see a lot more driving the whole country than you do flying. Flying, you're, 30,000 feet in the air, all you see is clouds. Driving, you're like, whoa, that's an Indian reservation, that's kind of cool. This is sweet. It's totally different. Like, the west side, even northwest, south, east, I've driven it all. Drive it, experience it. Like, it is life-changing. It really is. So
I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash, your theme song?
I've been everywhere, man.
You might want to hold off maybe a while gas prices. Wait for the gas prices to come back.
Especially up here.
Yeah, up here.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Sleep in your truck, sleep in your car. Don't be scared. Don't be stupid, but don't be scared. Like, it's a good experience.
Yeah.
So
Squirrels coming back.
I
Do you
took all the
try?
ink
That
out
was a
of
big
your
squirrel.
car.
Do you drive to, like, do you mostly fly to a lot of these places? Or
No, I
do you
do. I
sometimes
do a
drive?
lot of driving. So, being in Memphis, it's pretty centrally located, and so I can get a lot of different places especially like an 8-hour drive, which is very doable.
Yeah.
But like I'm willing to drive 10. I would say my max is 10 hours, and then after that, it's kind of, you got to do a cost analysis of whether it's like, okay, does it make sense to drive, or should I just fly, or vice versa.
So, like, a daytime.
Yep,
Kinda.
daytime, and then even
change.
gas prices now, like that.
Yeah.
Like, flights are expensive too, but they're like, gas is getting up to
Yeah,
the
it's like-
point where
yeah, exactly.
it's pretty comparable when you're getting up to that probably 10, 11 hours. So you got to account, like, you got your gas, and you got for sure the depreciation of the vehicle, and then food, like, along the way, and so
Right.
take all that into account.
So sleep in your truck.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's only you.
But I sleep at your guys' place. That's how I save money.
Yeah.
Just crash on the couch. But no, anything else? I think we're ready to kind of wrap things up. We got another video to record, and then we're going to be off to the airport.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say?
All right, it was great having you out here. And,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Nah,
for coming.
appreciate
yeah,
you
it's
guys
good.
having me.
It's a good trip. So
Showcasing.
hopefully we'll see you guys around. And
Yeah.
it was good.
And I'll see you guys again. Our paths will cross for sure. I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
So, thank you for hosting the podcast. We got a squirrel creeping up on us. Or not hosting the podcast, but hosting the tailgate, being the
definitely.
guinea pigs of the after the party or after the hunt tailgate. I thought it went really well for the first one, and we got shouldn't just announce it now, but for second weekend of November we'll be at Oklahoma State doing another after the hunt tailgate there as well when they play Iowa State. So that should be a good time as well. But
Real quick, we should thank Craig, our regional director, and
Yes.
Scott
Yep.
for helping us out with that, and Dana, our
Dana,
advisor,
too.
because we would not have been able to do that as well, or
Yeah, Scott-
with all that stuff without
Scott made
those
the,
guys.
Scott made the drive over from Wisconsin. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of time spent on this. So
Yeah.
we appreciate everyone's help.
Yeah, definitely.
and everyone at DU, there's people at HQ that were helping out too, bringing the hats, the freebie stuff.
Yep.
So
Right,
big
yeah.
thank you to
So,
them.
thank you all.
But no, I think appreciate everyone stopping by. If you guys are listening, just stopping by at the tailgate, it means a lot. It was fun meeting y'all and yeah, talking football and hunting. But no, we're gonna wrap things up here. Honestly, I don't know where the next stop of the Collegiate Waterfowl Tour is gonna be. I'm hoping up in the upper Atlantic, kind of East Coast area, but I guess I'll figure it out.
Stay tuned, right?
Yeah, stay tuned. You never know. But maybe coming to a college near you. Coming to your campus. But no, that's going to do it for this podcast. Appreciate everyone for listening and watching. Yeah, make sure you guys are watching those YouTube videos. It means a lot. But yeah, that's going to do it here at Michigan State. See you guys in the next one.
Go green.
Thank you, Derek.
Go white.
No problem.